housing, particularly community land trust, local hiring and procurement requirements, and a project labor agreement. This is the chance to give the community a voice. Please be a partner to us, your friends, neighbors, constituents. Please have the courage to advocate for the community. Thank you.
If you want to believe there's rank corruption or mismanagement here, that's certainly a prerogative. I can tell you that your statement's not correct. The rules were not altered. Our one speaker per topic rule, our request that people please reserve their comments for when that issue is being formally heard, as I tried to explain at the start of the
So as a board vet, I'm not allowed to speak? You're not going to hear me. Shame on you. Shame on you. As a board vet, I defended your right.
Sir,
no,
I appreciate your service
I'm a
very
board
much.
vet. No,
Sir,
you don't, because you would let everybody speak in this room that
we took the opportunity here. I asked to please, I
No,
took the opportunity to
shame
explain
on
why
you.
that's fine.
Shame on you. I went to
We
war
have rules
to
that are
defend your
designed to
right to
protect the
speak.
fairness and the interests of people who have given a lot to this community and have relevant issues
And I
before
have
the board
Thank
today.
you. I'm a disabled vet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Columbia Heights resident, and I am chair of the Arlington Education Association Compensation Committee. In light of recent economic events, I am coming before this board to request even closer collaboration with and support of the Arlington Public Schools and the employees it serves so loyally. The recent economic events are likely to make it even harder to attract and, more importantly, retain the talented staff necessary to keep APS functioning at the levels everyone in this room expects. The retention effort is going to cost money from the county board, and as housing and other costs increase, keeping staff members who are traveling in from other places means being even more than competitive when it comes to salaries. To be clear, retention of staff does not solely refer to teachers, though there are clear challenges when only half can afford to live in Arlington and housing pressures mount. Before your child even reaches the classroom, he or she has likely ridden a bus to school, eaten breakfast prepared by a cafeteria worker, and been greeted by an administrative assistant, and seen a maintenance worker trying to stay ahead of facility challenges. AEA research tells us most of these workers cannot afford to live in Arlington, and their plight is about to get worse. So please, once the celebrations of this week have died down, commit yourself to working with the schools to find all of the funding that will be necessary to recruit, attract, and retain the best staff for Arlington Public Schools.
I'm a member of Our Revolution Arlington, and I'm here today speaking on behalf of a broader coalition of activist groups from around the metro area in order to request an opportunity for more transparent and meaningful community involvement in matters that will transform Arlington. We have come before the board on several occasions to express our concerns about the economic wisdom of incentive packages for large corporations and potential negative impacts on the most vulnerable communities in our county. The county board has the ability to turn these deals into a community wealth building opportunity that would ensure more inclusive and regenerative economic development. The county can wield the land use approval process to support a coalition of citizens in reaching a private community benefits agreement with corporations and developers. That would include things like funding for affordable housing, particularly community land trust, local hiring and procurement requirements, and a project labor agreement. This is the chance to give the community a voice. Please be a partner to us, your friends, neighbors, and constituents, and please have the courage to advocate for the community. I would like to add for the public record that we came to speak on a more specific topic or barred by county staff in doing so. We urge the county to reconsider policies that limit the community's ability to engage publicly and dynamically with the entire county board.
Yeah, I would actually just second the guidance that you just gave. I think the reality for those that in the audience here and who are listening is I can certainly understand how, we went through this process. Everybody knew that there were talks going on and information that we were unable to share with you at that time, but we have and will share all of the information essentially that we have. And speaking only from my own perspective as somebody who came onto the board when this process was already initiated and then got up to speed, the reality is there really wasn't a whole lot that was coming to the board. It was all being driven by the state, and what did come to the board is now completely public knowledge. So while I think there's a tendency to believe that where there's smoke, there might be fire, I think that that's just not the case here. There just isn't some treasure trove of information that if only you would lay your hands on it, it would be this kind of, aha, I knew it, they were all in cahoots together or something like that. So very much appreciate the advocacy to make sure that Arlington stays true to our values. We absolutely have to keep our eye on who we are and not allow any of our corporate tenants here in the county to, so to speak, roll us over. That's not going to happen, and there just isn't information out there that would change anything other than what we already know. So thank you.
Mr. Mr.
Okay, sure, because I'm going to be quick, and I just want to add, I think just emphasize a little bit what my colleague just said. Because I've talked to some people and they think, he said, I thought you were like arm wrestling Amazon at the table trying to work out this negotiation. Most of this was done on the state level. We really didn't know much. We've got things now, but a lot of this was managed on the state level, and I think as our lawyer put out. So information we don't have and never had, we can't share because we don't have it. And everything that we do have and that we're working through, we will share, and it will come down to that vote, which will probably happen in February, and we plan to process that like we process every other vote that we have, and look forward to the conversation with the community about what we do know. There are lots that we don't.
Thank you, and I just want to make sure as this all has come at us so fast that people recognize that there is both the Commonwealth of Virginia and then there's Arlington. And as my colleagues have articulately mentioned, there is in effect a firewall between the two. Not everybody in the same room discussing these concepts. The state did what it did, and we have done what we've done. We will transparently reveal all that we've done. The easy part of it is, as my colleagues have mentioned, it's not much. So when it comes to what the state has promised Amazon, making no assertions as to whether or not that was proper and prudent, but this is not the venue to litigate that action. That's something that the Commonwealth of Virginia has done, and I don't do that to assign blame. I think it's prudent the way they pursued it, but if you have an issue with it, then there's a venue to take that up, and unfortunately it's not in this room.
Communities, not Amazon.